Whoa, he's only got to have his gun. My name's Tony Sowles. I'm 37 years of age. It's been said that I'm one of Britain's biggest fraudsters. In my time as a fraudster, I accumulated between 10 to 30 million pounds. I spent 6 years of my life on the run, of which at the end I served a prison sentence. I've now set up a company called Rid Fraud Limited, which combats the sort of frauds that I used to do to help this growing epidemic that's happening throughout the UK. I could sell rice to the Chinese. Committing fraud was as easy as that for me. The London fraud network is huge, starting with young fraudsters.
The police couldn't give two flying pigs about fraud. I've only had one encounter and I managed to fraud that.
To major organised criminal gangs stealing multi-million pounds through elaborate frauds and scams.
People don't want to appear silly, that's why they don't ask questions.
All your name has to do is just pop up on one of our computers and it's done. That's you.
Money means nothing. Buy now, pay never. I'd put this telephone number down for a number for my nan to contact from the school. So if I decided to hop the wag or play truant, she could ring this number and I would answer the phone and say, "Hello, Howstow School, can I help you?" I was 11, 12 when I was doing that. We'd go to every single one of those flats that were up in there and get people to sign our sponsorship form for £1. They phone a number and they say, "Hello, is the sponsorship form real?" And again, we'd say, "Yes, the sponsorship form's real, it's from Howstow School." But when your belly's hungry and you need to eat, you know, and you want to buy yourself a nice pair of trainers that all the other kids have got on, yeah, they're the only things you can do. And that's how you learn the trade.
This isn't really the life. You're not making as much money as you possibly can legally. As soon as you apply for a job, you have to wait forever. And while waiting, you're on the streets doing nothing. If you're not doing nothing, then you're doing your daily grind, which is shotting a little weed.
You have to commit these offences in order to eat food for the day. Obviously, there's risks involved in doing them things. I've been shot at and someone tried to stab me. In my opinion, violence ain't the answer. I would prefer to do the fraud scams.
I was going to try and find a nice pair of trainers for myself. Yeah, these are bad, innit? You can get card details from hotels, you can get them from secret fraternities online. Getting hold of it is easy. First got into it when I was like a teenager in secondary school. 16, I'd say. eBay scam. And I got some wrestling figures. I mean, people would just ring me up and say, "Mate, can you order me some Indian, please, or a pizza? Fucking starving." I've done stuff for people and they haven't looked after me in return. With that being done, I know everything about them. I just go and take a credit card out in their name. I've even done it to a girl. She deleted me off of Facebook and I put her ass into debt for doing that. That's what happens when you delete me on Facebook. Top websites to completely annihilate if you're low on money, need clothes, want food. Number 2 is Harrods. The security on Harrods is actually a pile of poo. I remember me and my Slovenian boys, we raped it every single day for a month. They just went back to Slovenia with all state-of-the-art stuff. And out there, they were getting top dollar for it as well. At number 1 is Tesco is my favourite. This is what we help the neighbourhood out with. For the single mums that, you know, don't have as much money as they would like to, you know, they give us a bell and we just order them shopping to their house. The security on Tesco's is rubbish, but I'm happy that it's rubbish because it's helped a lot of people. So I bought myself, you know, shitloads of DVDs because I want to start like a little pirate industry. You know, give the little youngers something to do. This is just pleasurable Warhammers, you know, I love this stuff. Limited edition Warhammers. Wicked. I mean, this is just this week alone. Welcome to the life of fraud.
London's full and diverse of all different types of frauds going on continuously. I think the most bizarre one I ever heard of and know about is the Nigerian 419 scam of what they call black money. The black money scam just basically cons people into believing that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
419 is no big thief. It's just a game. Everybody is playing. If anybody follow me, my brother, I go jump up.
My name is Mr. Gold, and I'm here to talk to you about what we call wash. And basically what I want to show you now is how we can turn $300 into maybe $300,000. Sometimes we've targeted underworld people because, number one, they're the only people who will have substantial amount of money sitting down at home unaccounted for. Yes, we have taken money from the IRA. We were not intimidated by them at all.
I go drop your dollar.
Maybe I'll say I'm the assistant to Bin Laden. I have exclusive access to his hoard of money. The job now is to move the money from where it is to the West where it can be dealt with properly. But then we'll now tell them that unfortunately the money has come defaced. But it's not an issue because this is how security services normally move the money, and there are chemicals available in order to wash the money. The idea now is for him to buy enough chemical so that we can do his wash by the end of the week. We could never tell him what the secret chemical is. It's not really expensive, but we will tell him it's very, very expensive. It's only available to governments and whatnot. Magic. So you give them this. So there you go, Mr. Client. Go down the road, go and buy us some McDonald's. By the time they come back, the chest will be gone, everything will be gone, everything will be clean.
419 is just a game. You are the loser. I am the winner.
Do people actually believe it? Yes, they do. They believe it. To be honest with you, I could not be in the room because I would laugh. I've got a nice house, the cars, the women, the whole shebang. And it's a lifestyle that has been bought with this kind of business. Cut.
You be the mugu, I be the master. Now me be the master. Oh.
Key still works. Let's have a look. This is just like bank statements, copies of wage slips, copies of passports. Got absolutely everything in there. Mortgage offers. A lot of this stuff would have been given to people, a proper company, to disperse of it, you know? And maybe the guy who drove the van or works in the company who don't get the wages that he should be getting for the job that he's doing, you know, thinks, well, I can have a little tickle here. And he sells it to the wrong person who then would try and get hold of someone like me. This is a mortgage application. In here, we've got a copy of someone's passport. We've got a copy of someone's P60, so now we've got the national insurance number. We've got Barclays bank statements with the account number, sort code, everything else on it. This is how easy it is, yeah? You make a utility bill. You can make a national insurance card because you've got the national insurance number. Yeah, all these things are really easy to make once you've got the right equipment. So you go into the bank with all the stuff that you've made up now, and you just draw the money out over the counter. And once you knew how to do all this stuff, we was instant millionaires. We could have whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted it. A4 pieces of paper are cash if you know how to make them into money. The final piece of the jigsaw is ID. The best possible form of ID you can get is a British passport. You know, people die on boats and stuff for this passport, and they climb over mountains and they go everywhere to try and get this passport right here. With this ID, people give you anything. They don't even question it, and they just look at it. They'll give you whatever you want there and then, because as far as they're concerned, it's a real passport. If you make it look good enough, no one's going to question nothing. So that's the most important part, is the photo ID. So that bit's done now. So now we just need to make the rest of the utility bills and the bank statement, and that's it. We're going to make a complete bill with numbers on the back. Everything that it's meant to have, it's going to have. So when people look at it, they turn it over, it's going to have all the numbers there, everything's in place. Even the direct debit cut-off slip is perfect to how it should be. There's no difference whatsoever. It's absolutely perfect. People would see it as hard work, but it's not. It's an easy thing to do. Whereas most people walk past the shop and they don't see anything, we're walking past the shop and thinking, oh, let's have a little look in there and just see what we can do. Yeah.
She's great.
What, that girl, look how young that girl is. What, she's 20, what's she gonna know? There's so much Saturday staff come into play.
Do you do finance? My wife said you do, yeah?
Yeah, it takes about 15-20 minutes to do on the system.
Okay.
Just need some formal identification, possibly like a debit card. You know.
Yeah, now these people are not trained in any type of financial background at all. You can go to them and say, I'd like to open a store card today in your store, please. And they'll say, okay, thank you. Could you fill this form out, sir?
The House of Fraser store card, do you do a House of Fraser store card? You do, yeah? Do I have to bring any ID with me, or?
We'll need a form of ID, like a credit card.
Oh, right, I've got that, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. And just that's fine, yeah? All right. Thank you very much.
They don't want you to take it more than they think you want to take it. So just let them sell it to you.
Hello. I was just making some inquiries, really. I see you up to 3 years interest-free credit.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get my wife a 10-year anniversary present.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks all right.
It's a nice looking watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Marital status, you're married?
Married, yeah.
10 years, was it?
10 years, yeah.
Same as me this year.
Oh, yeah? Well, you don't look old enough to be married 10 years.
10 years, July.
Wow.
Do you have any proof of residency at all with you?
Yeah, I've got...
Driving licence or utility bill?
I've got a utility bill. Yeah. I've one bit in the car. There you go. Thanks.
They haven't got a clue what they're looking at, what ID they're looking at, how to check to see if the ID is real or not. They don't have a clue. And that person could issue you up to £5,000 credit on the spot there and then.
Right, you have 6 autographs in total, sir. Signature there, signature and date on that one, and then there's 3 copies of it basically.
No
one
problem.
for you, one for Hitachi, and one for...
Okay, sir. Go and get the card. I've got to do a couple of little bits just down there, yeah?
We'll have the watch ready, we'll have all this done, all the paperwork sorted.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you.
Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Thank you. You've done well, thank you. See you later, yeah? See you later, bye-bye. Bye.
On one day, it could be that there might be 20 of us out, and that girl does 20 applications in one day. That poor girl is going to get in trouble.
Well, before I met Tony, I used to do robberies. I was robbing like doorstep collection people. I was getting in so much trouble. Prison, police stations, care homes. It just got progressively worse. It was wearing a bit thin. I could see a long prison sentence coming out of something like that. I just met Hot, and he just showed me a different way where I wasn't getting into trouble so much. He just brought me in, like, it was just, it was like another family sort of thing. It was just an easier way of life, you know, I didn't worry about nothing, I didn't have to worry about money, nice clothes, whatever I wanted. Growing up, I never used to have nothing like that. When I started robbing and started doing the fraud, it was taking the face away from the crime, if you like. Wasn't hurting nobody indirectly. It's luck of the draw, because what you're doing is you're picking people. You don't know the people you're picking. You might have 1 million people, and all you're doing is just picking the best name that suits yourself. It's already happened to my mother, you know. She was the victim of identification fraud as well. And that was, not saying that come from none of us, because it never come from none of us, but she was. My family didn't want me to go the way I did, but you take your own path in life, don't you?
Like in a football team, the striker scores the goal. Fraud works in exactly the same way, where at the end, sometimes you build everything up and you just need the last part of the jigsaw puzzle to put together. 9 times out of 10, that would be someone like Kelly. Men are men. They will look at a gorgeous young girl and they go weak at the knees. I can go in and corrupt the girls behind the counter, but there's a lot more men working stores, and it's easier for her to go in, flash her boobs, wink, make the guy feel that he's special, so she'll come out with 10 times more than what I could come out with.
Listen, I'll go up some little Gary, he must be about 18, and yeah, I'll mug him right off. I will use my what's the word? Femininity.
Femininity.
How do you say it?
Femininity.
Femininity.
Yeah.
I will use that. Oh, please. At the end of the day, love, I've never, ever robbed anybody. If I could get 50 grand off some silly bank, because I've got a bit of, like, paperwork, whatever, I'm happy to do that. I won't get out of my bed for 5,000. Hold on.
No, you wouldn't. You love money too much, man.
I wouldn't get out of my bed for it.
You know, in that game, sometimes people, when they get a bit nervous, they turn to drink or drugs to just sort of calm their nerves a little bit. I think sometimes a lot of what happens with these people is that they've earned so much money in the past and they've had such a good life that things start to spiral out of control. You know, before you know it, the party lifestyle is trying to happen every day.
Them love this your man. Hear them style.
Dave?
Yeah. Johnny!
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm
You all right?
good.
Yeah, mate, I'm all right. Yeah, how are you? You all right? This is Dave.
And I do apologise about him right from the start. I blame the parent. Right?
Yeah.
I've known him a long time. When I first met him, I had a Fringe. This is one of the local heroes of our little block, right?
That's what
right?
they say.
Done it all properly, yeah. He was always, and I mean this most sincerely, a little bit smarter than your average bear boo-boo, right? He was a little bit above his years. No, I don't mean it nice. I looked at you as a threat. I hated him. I hated him. The only reason I talked to him was I fancied his mum. Come on in, mastermind. No, I don't have to be the best fraudster, because I know him. And he don't have to be the best fighter, because he can ring me, yeah? Each to his own, all sorts of courses, right peg in the right hole. I'm a completely different era, and the only way to be against the law or criminal in them days, you all had the same haircut, you all had the flat nose, and you was a gangster, you know what I mean? Now, as the world has evolved, everything's got a little bit more sharper, you know, like, you couldn't rob a bank, it wouldn't be worth it, because everyone's paying with a cheque, and when I used to do it, some old woman used to give you 200 grand, and you run off down the road, and if you was unlucky, a cop would chase you with a whistle. It's fucking mental. Their criminal mind is so sharp. They are crucifying, they are slaughtering these fail-safe things that they're doing within hours. How could I get away with a fraud? Look at me. Stop it. Criminals spend their money very, very fast because they do not understand the concept of saving. And when you run out of money, you just then go out and nick some more, so you don't have to do the saving, you understand what I mean? Although you might not want to be squanderous and slap happy with your money, you can't help it because it's easy come, easy go, and I hate to say that, but it is like that. You know, very much so in Tony's case with the fraud thing, he never ever believed that was ever going to stop. Right? Or otherwise he wouldn't have wasted the money he did on what he did. He must have thought this was going to go on forever.
He's only done it, look.
Come on in. Next. Yeah, but I can't make a passport. I couldn't walk out of a fucking Breitling, I know. Unless I went like that. Give me the fucking work. You know what I mean? How's that for a fraud? Boom. I'm rubbing me cock on her ankle, I'm rubbing me cock on her ankle. The illusion that anyone that's on the wrong side of the law is more exciting is an illusion, but it definitely is an aphrodisiac. These little creatures here that look like they walked off the front of a magazine wouldn't be sitting in my back garden letting me molest her ankle if I was a milkman. They make me feel like I'm 25, about 6'8", and Jamaican. Why? You know what I mean? Step this way, look. After you, listen, God didn't give you a bum like that to walk behind me. Fucking hell. I'm loving the way your legs bend, Blondie. I'm liking that little bendy look.
I can tell the difference between gangsters and then sort of straight guys. Just even down to the way they talk a lot of the time and the words they use.
Oh, your fucking legs!
I just have that side to me that finds it attractive or feels excited by them. It's not like I'm used to that as a life as my teenager. Like when I was a kid, I was completely innocent. I didn't think, oh, I want to hang around gangsters. It was just something that just happened, really. I prefer the fraud side of crime more than anything else, like violence and drugs. It is more clever, it's finding loopholes in today's society, because on both sides you've got people that are making a lot of money, and if the everyday people can use their brain enough to find a way to look after their kids lovely, their girlfriend lovely, and make a nice house. Sometimes I do think, well, good on to you, you've put enough brain power into it, you've made things happen out of nothing. And it might be bad to say, but I guess I don't mind that too much. I know that I know I've had friends that have had their identity stolen and their banks cleared, so they will probably hate me for that, and I know that's really bad, but fraud is more commendable.
But it's our duty as a criminal, as soon as you're doing something that the rest of the world don't like, which is crime, you should at least do it with as much dignity, honour, respect, class, quality, professionalism as possible, because what you're doing is scummy, so at least do it with honour. Don't be an arsehole. All right, that's your lot, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. The Courtney show is over.
I did tell you that. You don't listen to me. I told you the other day.
Tell me.
I'm not arguing with you. What are you, my mum?
No, I'm your fucking wife that's sitting in here looking after your children.
Yeah, please, bro, can you do that for me, yeah? Lindy? Oh, she's gone there. Oh, there's my son now. Yeah. There's my little boy. This is where I live now. I've obviously moved on from the big houses and the big cars and stuff, and now I'm trying to change my life around and go legit. It's a lot harder than when you're just taking stuff for free. The fraud of going and getting it for financial gain doesn't bother me in the slightest, but actually deceiving my wife and my family is the one thing that got to me more than anything. Born on the same day as me. He's a good boy though, he's not going to be a naughty one, ain't you? Hey. Yeah, go on. I've started a company now to prevent fraud. I've gone straight kill, and now I've got my own company called Rid Fraud. And it specialises in dealing with identity theft. Yeah? And we're gonna teach companies that we used to whack how to stop it. For real.
Can I have a job?